How's it going, you guys? Thank you so much for checking out this toy photography video. So there's this feature in Photoshop that is so fun and incredibly useful for toy photography or just kind of messing around that I really want to touch on, and it's so easy. It's so easy. So I got a couple ideas that I want to run through and show you guys how to do this, and it's just so perfect for toy photography and what we do. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so you're going to want to open up Photoshop and bring up any toy photo that you got, preferably one where you can see their face very nicely, and also preferably a figure without like a mask on or something. At least in my experience, I haven't really been able to get it to work too well with a masked figure, but even Darth Maul seems to work, so let's give it a shot. First, go up to Filter, and then Neural Filters right here. So you will have this little pane open up on the side here, and you're going to want to go to Smart Portrait. If it tells you you need to download it, just click download. It should take a second. But once it's here, you have all these different options: happiness, facial age, hair thickness, eye direction. And if you go down to expressions, you have even more: surprise, anger, that kind of thing. So let's just try out the first thing, happiness, and crank it all the way up, and let's make Darth Maul happy. And it will take a little bit to load, most likely too. All right, and there we go. A little bit creepy Darth Maul, but look at him, he's smiley, he's happy. He's a lot happier than he was. And so you can always kind of fiddle around with it and just to see what else will happen. So let's actually change the eye direction. As if we make him look one direction specifically and see how that looks. Ooh, he's definitely looking somewhere else, and adjusted his face a little bit, and he still looks happier than he did once before. So there's so many little options here to mess around just to see what'll happen. I'm thinking I'm gonna keep it on here. Also, what Photoshop will do is it will actually save it in its separate filter. So if you actually liked the way the mouth looked but not the eyes, for instance, you can just take the eraser tool and erase the eyes, and then that looks a little bit nicer just like that too. So you can always do something. Look how much happier he is. Of course, the result will vary based on the figure, based on the lighting, based on the photo itself, so it's definitely worth messing around with. But let's try it out with a couple other characters and a couple other figures. Let's see what happens with Han Solo here, a smaller figure too. Let's see what happens. If we go to Filter, Neural Filters, Smart Portrait, and then let's crank the happiness up. Let's make him happy. All right. That is quite the result. He is a lot happier than he was. Look at his teeth. Look at those pearly whites. He looks incredibly, that's almost too happy. Maybe if we turn it down like 20% or something, let's see if that makes a difference. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. It doesn't really look so much like Harrison Ford as much as it did, but he still looks happy. Let's see if we can make him angry. Oh, you know what? I turned the anger down. Actually, I should have turned it up to make him angry. But it actually kind of works. He's kind of got like a little half smile now. That's actually kind of cute. Now let's crank the anger all the way up. See what we get. Oh, that's kind of terrifying, actually. Okay, it definitely doesn't work the best all the time. That looks really, his mouth looks really weird. I don't even want to look at that anymore. Let's see how he looks if we make him surprised. He looks very surprised. He looks surprised. Let's leave it like that. His mouth still looks a little bit weird. Let's give it a shot with, let's try Harley here. Harley's already kind of happy. Let's see if we can make her even happier. Well, look at her. She looks great. She looks very smiley. This is the best result yet, for sure. This looks really good. Let's see if we can make her eye direction change. Looks good. Her eyes are actually a little more squinty. Let's see what happens if we turn this stuff down and make her look angry. Oh, she looks a little bit angrier, I guess. Not a whole lot. It's so much fun just messing around with this to see what it does with it. So now let's try it with my Hot Toys Superman. So we're going to Filter. Oh. This is giving me PTSD from like watching the theatrical cut of Justice League and the CGI'd Superman face. Maybe this is what they did when they made the movie. They just used the Photoshop filter. Let's just change the eye direction. Oh, that looks cool. That was actually really awesome. Changing the eye direction looked great. There's so many different things you can do on here. So when I did this picture back in October, I used the same technique to actually change Wonder Woman's face just a little bit. I noticed that her face just didn't match the tone of the photo, so I actually did give her a little bit of a smile in this photo. So I'm gonna go back to this already taken, finished toy photo and try to make him smile and see how that looks. All right, let's see if this works. Look at that. It did. Look at. Okay, let's zoom in on this. Actually, looks pretty good. He looks smiley. That's great. Look at this smiley Liam. That's fantastic. So that's cool. So you can even do this while you're editing your photos, or you can go back and do this to an already taken toy photo and just kind of mess with it and see what happens. That's so much fun. This is such a cool little thing to mess around with. So I'm sure when Photoshop made this feature in the app, they did not intend it to be used for toys at all, but it works pretty well. So I would definitely say just go in, fiddle with it, take a few toy photos that you've already taken and mess around with it, or just take a toy photo and say, oh, maybe I can make Superman smile in this photo or whatever. I hope this was helpful, and if you want more tutorials like this, make sure to subscribe. There's plenty already on here already, and I don't plan on stopping putting these out anytime soon. Thank you so much for watching.